stayers. Thought I'd give you a little bonus this week as my top Blu-rays and top 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray titles for 2020 has been released on Why So Blue. You can go over there and check out my written version of it. I thought I'd give a video version of it for you in case some of you just pay attention to this and you don't go to whysoblue.com. That's fair. So what I'm going to do is, it's unscripted. I'm just going to go through these titles, give you a little verbal explanation as to why they made the list. So there's going to be some repeats. If you read and then watch this, maybe a little more extra, maybe it makes a little more sense, but thought it'd be fun. Really enjoy all you who communicate, you comment below, enter the contest, give each other ribbings, give me ribbings. It's great. I'm having a lot of fun, so thought this would be a good treat as well. So let's start with saying that I can't watch every title throughout the year. I cannot buy every title throughout the year. I don't get to review every title throughout the year. Stuff gets missed. Stuff just isn't there. For one, Vinegar Syndrome, the Black Friday releases I bought, which included the Beastmaster 4K, Fade to Black, Silent Madness 3D, Don't Panic, and Rad 4K. Yes, I landed one of the 250 copies. I feel so fortunate. But they arrived, my editor Brian White, whysoblue.com, the head cheese over there, my date was December 18th, so unfortunately I can't check those discs out. I don't put stuff out on my disc if I have not watched it or, handled it. So my criteria is I have to have reviewed it or I have to have owned it. And I go by that. I have to go by my own experience. I can't just, well, this should be good. If then, my list would be a lot different over the years. There's been some big, like Godzilla, that's it, didn't make it last year because I didn't have it yet. This year, great stuff, but unfortunately that Vinegar Syndrome's going to fall short. The Gamera box set from Arrow, it was a busy summer with 4K and Blu-ray titles. That one had to go to the wayside for me. I preferred another one that's going to make my list here, as well as some other, things. So those are a little bit of things that happen. Also, the way I do the lists, I do a top 10 for the 4K Ultra HD, and I do a top 10 for the standard Blu-ray. I don't crisscross, and if you're a title that is on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray debuting at the same time, your Blu-ray one is gone. You're not valid for the Blu-ray list. Your 4K, that's your best effort. So you're going towards the best list. So I separated by 4K, one top 10 4K, one top 10 Blu-ray, and that's how we go. And I usually start off with the 4K Ultra HD. So without further ado, let's dive in. My number 10 pick for 2020 is Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. This is another effort from Warner Brothers. They've been doing one of their Kubrick titles per year. They have the most of his catalog, some other studios. Spartacus was released this year on 4K Ultra HD, but that's not from Warner Brothers. Also, Doctor Strangelove made its debut. But this, we're talking about Full Metal Jacket. And there's another beautiful restoration. Unfortunately, not a lot of bonus gets added to it. I think the Kubrick ones could have some retrospectives. Granted, he's not around, but you could have people who are still around from there, like Vincent D'Onofrio, Matthew Modine. You could have famous film critics, filmmakers discussing the movies. I think they could work. But with the way things are right now, it's a lot to ask from a major studio. But getting this gorgeous restoration, and while the crisp and fine details are there, I really like the depth on this one. Really made it bigger, made it just feel all-encompassing while you're at home watching. I mean, Kubrick's films are meant to be seen on the biggest screen possible, but he uses the camera in such a way that you're visually entranced and you feel the size of the picture. But Full Metal Jacket is my number 10 for 4K Ultra HDs. Number 9, and this is going to be one that I think weirds a lot of people out as to why it made my list, but it makes sense. I have Ang Lee's Gemini Man, the Will Smith movie, where there's an old Will Smith and a young Will Smith. It's also got Mary Elizabeth Winstead, big fan of hers, and Clive Owen. this movie, it's not so much the movie. The movie, when I make my Blu-ray list, it's not just like, oh, my favorite movie is on Blu-ray. It's the effort, the technical aspects. Like, you could put the crappiest movie on Blu-ray, but if it had a great transfer, a great surround, it had great extras, a great packaging, it would be in contention, because I think the film, when it comes to the Blu-ray list, is one of the last things to think about. That said, Gemini Man's not a bad film. It's an average film. But the thing about Gemini Man is it's an experimental film. And it's a technical one at that. Like, Ang Lee has been pushing some new boundaries in terms of computer graphics and filming in different frame rates. He did the Billy Lynn's Halftime Walk, which is a snooze fest, but it was interesting to watch because he filmed it at a high frame rate. Gemini Man is that, but he's actually making an action sci-fi movie. And this is at 60 frames per second on your 4K player with an Atmos track. And the image is so razor sharp, so clean. And the motion of it's just so interesting. Like, it's just way too clear and way too natural. And it's mesmerizing on your eyes. You get used to it a little bit, but it is just a unique thing to look at. And I'm not sure I'm ready or I prefer this yet. Somebody's going to come along and master how to do this. Like, this isn't, I don't think it's going away right now. Someone's going to figure this out. And when they do, it's probably going to change filmmaking. There's going to be a lot of old school guys. I might bitch about it myself, but someone's going to figure this out, how to make it not look like a soap opera. This, it's just really interesting. It's fascinating to watch, just to watch. Not, I mean, even whether the story's engaging or not. And the one thing that really made me like, whoa, was some of the bonus features where they showed the pre-visualization, the filming, and then the post-production added to it. And I was stunned at what my eyes were deceived with. I mean, that was it. I like to talk about movie magic and how old practical effects and old effects used to, produce this movie magic, and nowadays it's just like, it's computers. Well, computers produce that magic for this one. The effects are really good. I call this movie a heat check. We're not quite there with these high frame rate and stuff they're doing here, but we're checking out, we're stopping in time, saying this is where we're at, this is how far we've come, and we'll move forward and we'll check again later. I think in terms of home theater, the Atmos and the picture, it's a demo and a half, and it's one you gotta show your friends. Like, I've been telling everybody, when it gets down to like 10 to 15 bucks, pick up Gemini Man. It's gonna be one you show off. I mean, don't watch the whole movie, you just skip scenes and just make people go, oh, that's weird. This is a disc to have just for that. I mean, Billy Lynn's Halftime Walk was kind of that way, but there's nothing to show off there. Gemini Man, seriously, yeah. Number 8, I have the Best Buy Steelbook edition of Knives Out, Rian Johnson's film. It's a movie that is a great, fun movie. Johnson's one of the best filmmakers there are around. He comes off making one of the highest grossing films of all time, a well-heralded science fiction film you may have heard of. And he goes with a murder mystery, and it's Agatha Christie, done modern, done well. So much fun. But this one I have on here because this is what a good modern movie getting released on 4K Ultra HD should look like. It's got a great picture quality, it's got a good Atmos track, and it's got solid bonus features, and you get a pick Steelbook edition, and the Steelbook art is in line with what the film is. It looks like a classic paperback for a murder mystery novel. And that's really, I mean, there's not much else to say. It's a fun movie, and it's rewarding with more views, just like a lot of Rian Johnson's films. And this is just the poster child of, didn't overdo it with the bonus features or anything like that. It's just solid right there. This is what I want when I buy a movie I like. I'm like, okay, I've got my movie. Oh, look, there's a commentary. There's some featurettes. We're good. It's great. Next, number 7. Oh, The Mask of Zorro. This is one of those movies that I hadn't seen in quite a while. I loved it when it came out in the theater. I saw it 3 times. Kind of got away from me. Fell in love with it hard again here on the 4K Ultra HD from Sony. The picture is masterful. The Atmos track is booming. And you'll just fall in love with the movie again. Like, it's hard not to get entranced with this. This is swashbuckling action. You get your comic book type stuff. You get your drama. You get your sexiness. You get, Antonio Banderas at the top of his game. Catherine Zeta-Jones is blazing off the screen right away. This movie's excellent. This is one of the best blockbusters of the 90s. And there's nothing like it. Nothing. And it's got great sword fights. And I remember watching this movie that summer being like, oh man, next summer we're going to see these kind of things with lightsabers. Because it was the summer before Phantom Menace. Zorro, oh, such a treat. And let's see, oh, next one, Jaws. Do I need to explain anymore? This film always gets taken care of. The picture quality is great. The new Atmos track is terrific. Came with a book. All your extras from before are ported over. It's freaking Jaws, man. You know what's up there. Just like this next set, Back to the Future is my number 5. The new Ultimate Trilogy set. These were pretty impressive on Blu-ray, but I was more impressed with how they look in 4K Ultra HD. There's a freshness to them, a good clarity, a bit more, the depth was quite there. And we have bonus features out the wazoo for Back to the Future, but they added one on here. They had a couple, but one of them really got me, and that's the audition tapes from like Ben Stiller, John Cryer, Kira Sedgwick, Billy Zane. They're auditioning for different parts in the film, and it's really fun. And that's what I like to see. That's something to dig up. That's archival stuff they hadn't shown. The one thing, and I know you're gonna sick of me talking about this every time I talk about Back to the Future home video. You know what's missing? It's missing Eric Stoltz footage from when he was on the movie. It makes a big difference. They've shown pictures in the little documentaries. They've shown little bits of footage, but not with sound. Not with him talking as Marty McFly. Would love, like, bucket list bonus feature of all time for me is just show me straight up the footage. Just edit it back together. I'm sure it's edited somewhere. Put it there. I don't care if the audio is raw. I want to see what it looked like when they were shooting. I wanted to know what Back to the Future was before Marty McFly came on, Michael J. Fox came on, and they started shooting with him. Please, somebody Universal, somebody like Eric Stoltz, what do you want for this, man? And interview Eric. Maybe it's a sore subject for him, but maybe he'll sign off on the footage. I would love nothing more than to see that. That's the new Anchorhead or Biggs and Luke at the Tashi Station for me in terms of deleted scenes that we have not seen. Next, number 4, Blue Underground debuted their first 4K Ultra HD title this year, and they came out the gates just zombie. Lucio Fulci's film. You would never expect this thing to look this marvelous. Stunned. Gerard Uribe, fellow writer, Why So Blue. I was like, dude, I don't want to overhype this because he was the only other person I knew that bought this at the time. But this is amazing. This is one of the best transfers I've ever seen, dude. Not just this. He's like, all right, man. And he texted me. He's like, dude. He's like, you undersold it. So that's how great this one looks. No new bonus features because they already did an edition back in 2018, which was fabulous in itself. And I kept it because the lenticular cover of the in the eye. Yeah, kept that one. But this one, holy crap, upgrade. I don't know if $40 is a steep price for some of these when they come out, but man, Zombie looks good. Blue Underground, doing good. I have their other releases as well. I don't have Vigilante, but they ain't messing around. And this is peak them. Number 3, the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 1 from Sony. I had a lot of fun when this came. These were a lot of fun to revisit. First, when this got announced, I said, oh, well, so this is how I'm getting Lawrence of Arabia on 4K Ultra HD, because it comes with 6 films. It comes with Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Care About the Bomb, and Lawrence of Arabia, Gandhi, A League of Their Own, and Jerry Maguire. And Lawrence of Arabia slaps. Man, it is outstanding. It's just as you'd imagine on 4K Ultra HD. Perfect film. One of the best we've ever delivered in the history of film, of humanity. It's great. Dr. Strangelove, wow, stunning. Black and white films look tremendous on 4K Ultra HD. I think they're even benefiting better than color, to be honest with you. Look at It's a Wonderful Life. Look at Psycho. More black and white films on 4K Ultra HD, please. As does Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Gandhi, I'm sorry. That's the not my cup of tea in this set, It's not a bad movie, but it's a super average movie, even though it was a big Academy film. And well, I hate to knock it. I wasn't feeling it. But on the other side of the coin, when this was announced, I was like, A League of Their Own, Jerry Maguire. That's I guess we're trying to capture, all audiences and eras, but I had some of the most fun revisiting them. A League of Their Own, man, I saw it in the theater. I saw it a couple times, and just a hype movie that I was just like, whatever. Watching it now, it's a really good movie, really good, and the transfer and everything on it, awesome. Like, sorry, League of Their Own, I was totally wrong. You're more than deserving of the set. Awesome movie, also great. Jerry Maguire, I connected with it in a way I'd never had before, and it was great. We always go, "Oh, show me the money." There's so much more to it. It's really deep. There's a lot going on here, and it's a fine film, and it really completes the set. And yeah, definitely that thing, if you can find it, I think it's finally out of print, but if one goes up, pick it up. This is a wonderful set, and I can't wait for volume 2. They have done a survey that they're going to do a volume 2, and we're asking about a couple films that might add, so looking forward to that hopefully next year. Number 2 is on the 4K side of things, is the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection. Only 4 films, but let's talk about it. We've got Rear Window. This one looks terrific, plays terrific. All these films carried over all the same bonus features from before on Blu-ray, which is A-okay. There's no new features except for the Psycho has an uncut version of it, which re-edits the shower scene, adds a couple seconds of showing, and other than that, though, they're covered in bonus features. As long as they're not removing them and just porting them all over, we're A-okay. So Rear Window, great. Vertigo will change your life when you see this transfer. This is maybe the best transfer I've ever seen on 4K Ultra HD so far. I was mesmerized just looking at the colors. Holy shit. Like, if you need to convince someone to get the format, this disc will they'll be buying a set tomorrow. Like, it is astounding. Just astounding. Psycho looks amazing too, but it's overshadowed by how great Vertigo freaking looks. And The Birds is a major upgrade from its Blu-ray counterpart. I thought that one was a little subpar. Here, it's perfect and looks great. But Vertigo is the highlight of the year for 4K Ultra HD, and this disc is amazing. So this set, perfect. And more Hitchcock on 4K, please. I hope they don't stop here. I want the rest from that set. Give me North by Northwest, Warner Brothers, please. Now, my number 1 4K Ultra HD title of the year comes from the UK and is now out of print, but from Second Sight, it's George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Like, this is the most money I've spent on one movie ever. Just one movie. Comes with 3 cuts of the movie, but one movie. Comes with soundtrack, score, like book stuff. This is just a complete set. I believe I showed it here on my page, but watching the film, seeing the transfer, it was like I had never seen it before. It was so fresh looking. They really took their time. I had the previous 4K Ultra HD set of this from Italy. Looks like a DVD in comparison to this. This is terrific work from the people at Second Sight. They're doing Romero's Martin next, and I can't wait to see that as well. But this was worth every penny. This was over $100 to buy, and it was worth it for one movie. And it was worth it. Like, this is the ultimate Dawn of the Dead set. Unless they can virtually put you in the middle of the action, I can't imagine getting better than this. But surely someday we will somehow. But it's amazing. Like, those of you who got this set, count it like your stars. This is outstanding. Now we're going to move over to standard Blu-ray for the back end of the top 10. Number 10, Curse of Frankenstein from Warner Archive Collection. And they are putting this one out there. They did a new transfer on it. Looks really good. It's kind of got an originally like soft feel to it, kind of glowy and delicate, but it feels like you're watching a film reel. I like that. And they put a bunch of extras on this. They also have 3 different aspect ratios. They got 185, 1661, and they have a 137, one for like the TV version, open matte. So you can watch any of those. It's got commentaries, it's got a lot of interviews, and it covers the basis. There's one on the score where the guy is just playing stuff and examples and showing, and it's It's really informative bonus material. It's 2 discs, and I hope Warner Archive continues to do stuff like this. I mean, this is really, really good. And Hammer had a great year. And I hate that they didn't get included, but Brides of Dracula, Evil of Frankenstein from Shout Factory's Scream Factory label were excellent, and they continue to enhance the Hammer brand. Every release from Shout Factory of Hammer has been great. And then Mill Creek put out a 20-film set that is awesome. So there's a lot of Hammer out there now. And just a couple years ago, we were like, where is the Hammer? We only had a couple. But now, yeah, we're drowning in it, and it's great. Number 9, The Wizard Collector's Edition from Shout Factory. It's the Fred Savage Nintendo movie, and they did a 4K transfer on it. It looks better than it should. The movie's fun and goofy. Looking back, it plays goofier now than it did then. Back then, it was kind of a disappointment. But, hey, it's a fun road kid movie. Showed to my kids, they liked it because they're into kind of video games and stuff. They like Mario. And the bonus features here are great. Like, the good interviews. And you could tell they tried their damnedest to make the best they could. They got Fred Savage, like, via, like, audio only for an interview. And you know, like, if they could accept that, they were going after everybody. And it's complete. It's full. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of vintage stuff on, archival stuff on there. It's really great. They even got, like, Horror Movie Barbecue. He's a good follow on Twitter. He's got a little segment where he talks about what the movie means to him. That's really cool to see. Just the full deal. Like, this is complete. Like, I don't know that there would be a better Wizard on Blu-ray. Number 8, I have Arrow Video 16 Candles, the John Hughes film. And this thing looks amazing with this new 4K Ultra HD transfer. It's crazy to think that like a 16 Candles is going to Arrow, and the studio isn't wanting to put out something like this. But they loaded, there's 2 cuts of the film on here. The new transfer is great. They have alternate audio with different music that got used over the years in the film because of rights. They got new interviews and just old bonus material. It is just loaded. Like, you spend days on just 16 Candles, and that is phenomenal. And this is great. There's a couple other, they did Weird Science too, and then Paramount Presents had a nice little version of Pretty in Pink, which is also going to be repurposed on a John Hughes set that is coming out next year. And yeah, but 16 Candles, awesome. Number 7, also, we got a Paramount title. Paramount Presents Roman Holiday. Like, this is not just a joyful ass movie to watch. Like, this is one of those ones that you could watch it through and then be like, watch that again. Let's watch that again. It's such a breeze to watch. But it also got a great transfer. They ported over a lot of archival stuff on there, and there's a new. I think Leonard Maltin talks about the movie. It's just really fun. This is a good disc. It doesn't overdo it in the bonus features, but it gives you plenty in the bonus features as well. And I really like the way that the lift up thing they do on the slipcover with the poster. They have launched a lot of stuff with Paramount Presents this year, and this was, in my opinion, their best release. Number 6, John Carpenter's Escape from LA from the Scream Factory label of Shout Factory. I know, it's not a favorite. It's from the lesser era of Carpenter, but a funny thing happened when this came out. Now, this is a big release. There's a lot of interviews. Some people are missing from here, but it's full. It's got a new transfer, all that. Just bells and whistles. Just, this is it. This is the Escape from LA. But the thing was, once this disc started showing up, Twitter and stuff, people were talking about it like, wait, this ain't bad. Like, once people get what Carpenter's going for in this one, as it's not Escape from New York as much as Escape from LA, which the difference between the two is Carpenter's not familiar with New York enough. He's never lived there. But LA, he knows plenty about. And that's why the tone is different. That's why he's able to poke at it and have fun. So it's a different experience. I think people are finally open to that experience. It's not perfect. There are still some bad, embarrassing moments in it, but I think it's a perfectly enjoyable film and a nice yang to the yin of the first one. A little more jokey, but I'm appreciating it more as I return to it. So, Escape from LA. Number 5, the Alejandro Jodorowsky collection from Arrow Video and Abco. As I've mentioned, I think I've done videos on this before. It is not for everybody, but regardless, like I said, films aside, these things have gorgeous transfers, good audio mono tracks that have been cleaned up. The interviews and bonus features are legit, like great. There's everything's here. There's a poster that comes with it, a book, the lobby card. Like, this is balls to the wall. Great packaging, and it's just a terrific release. And liking these films is awesome. This is what you want. This is how you get it. I've said a lot about this one already, but it's my number 5. Number 4, Criterion's Bruce Lee, His Greatest Hits. Now, Bruce Lee films, the first 4, have been out on Blu-ray in different editions, different companies. Like I had a Shout Factory collection. They even put them out again when they did individually. I think there's another company put out a collection. Enter the Dragon's been re-released a couple times, but this is the first time Enter the Dragon has been with those other 4 films, which are Way of the Dragon, Game of Death, Fist of Fury, and Big Boss. So those have been together, but Shout got new interviews. They got old interviews. They got a cool box, like 2 cuts of Enter the Dragon. They even put Game of Death 2 on here. Like, it's crazy, and it's awesome. Like, one of the week I got this, so I got this from the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale in July. Showed up on Saturday before release. Started watching over that next week. So much fun. Myself, a fellow colleague Aaron Neuwirth, and Peter Paris, and Nancy Burns, we had so much fun. We ended up doing a Enter the Dragon commentary for the next month on Out Now with Aaron and Abe, and this set's just a blast, and they look amazing. Like, all these films, I've never seen them so clear and play so well, but it's a lot of fun. I had a great time with this set, and this goes to show you double, triple dips ain't bad, and they can be worthwhile easily. Number 3, this is my Doctor Who slot, because the classic Doctor Who slot, they've got so much going on here. It covers 5 releases for me. We have Doctor Who The Collection Season 14, Doctor Who The Collection Season 26, Doctor Who The Faceless Ones, the Steelbook, this one I have, Doctor Who Power of the Daleks Special Edition, and Doctor Who Fury from the Deep, the Steelbook edition for that. So all these come from the UK, not available in the US. A couple of them are differently, and a couple of them only on DVD. But the collection series continues to be one of the best things released on Blu-ray throughout the year. Unfortunately, with COVID and the way they shoot VAM so much, they do a lot of great VAM. The production companies had to shut down for that. So we only got 2 this year. We probably would have got 3 or maybe 4, but it wasn't in the cards. They had to delay. And that's just a sign of they're not putting out subpar stuff. They're going to put it out the way they want to put it out. And there we go. And we found out Season 8, John Pertwee, that is coming out early January, or late January, early February, right now-ish. Probably these get delayed, but that would have been our next set this year, and awesome. But I can wait, I guess. And Season 14 was, that's one of the best seasons. Like, pretty much damn near every story, except for Mask of Zorro, is an all-timer that you can put on here. It's got a great documentary, Our Sarah Jane, which is a dedication to Elizabeth Sladen, who passed away many years ago to cancer. And then, it's got so much. And Season 26, the final season of the show. I know the Sylvester McCoy era is a hit and miss with people, but I think it's terrific. I think Doctor Who left on a high back in the 1980s when this happened. And this is great. It's got different cuts of each serial. Has multiple cuts. There's the VHS cuts. There's the movie cuts. There's the regular broadcast aired ones. There's a work print for Ghostlight. There's a great conversation with Sophie Aldred on there. Perfect. The animated ones I've talked about on here before, but they cover the missing episodes that they have audio for but no video, so they animate them. Power of the Daleks Special Edition was a surprise to everyone, but they went back and updated the animation for it, which hadn't been done before. It was like really cool. Added also some film strips had been found from it recently, and they scanned those, put those on this disc. They added a new, I believe they added a brand new Tell the Snap reconstruction, which is where they put stills from the actual episode to the audio and tell the story that way. They now have 2 animation teams. One of them produced this year The Faceless Ones, which follows the Macra Terror, and People assume Evil of the Daleks is coming next from them, but it was a terrific one. This is the first time they actually animated episodes that exist. It was a really different thing. It was a 3-disc set. Also a 3-disc set was Fury from the Deep. And this one's a fully missing story. And this is an animation team headed up by Big Finish, which does a lot of audio adventures. And this one, people had some problems with the arm length and stuff, but I thought it looked fun. It was good. And this is one of my favorite Patrick Troughton stories. And both of them, actually, I like a lot. They were both fun to go through. They also had a drought of announcement, but they recently announced Web of Fear will be coming out in 2021. That only has one missing episode, and the animation that they showed in the preview for it was really different what they did before. I'm wondering if they have 2 others holding out from telling us, but time will tell. And to the Doctor Who VAM team, just bravo every year. You guys work amazing. Love what you're putting out. Come on the show. We'll talk about it. That'd be great. Number 2. Oh, Scream Factory. The Dream Makers. And hopefully next year, Dream Warriors. But they did the Friday the 13th deluxe edition of the collection. And you saw the Halloween one. Amazing. I did a video of this, so I don't need to show you again. The 4K transfers are great. The new extras are fucking great. Jason Goes to Hell got some love here. That's great. Jason X got some love. So much fun. Justin Beam added some stuff. He's just like the Doctor Who people. Justin Beam deserves your praise and attention. He works his tail off and brings you stuff, and he really knows what the fans want and what they're looking for, and gives unique angles on things. His Amy Steele interview is outstanding, so you should check that out. It's on the Friday the 13th Part 2. The footage from Friday the 13th Part 2, the uncut footage, what a treat. What a damn treat. So that one, I've already gloated about it. Amazing release. I'm hoping next year, I'm hoping they pull off Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't wait. And my number 1 release, Essential Fellini from Criterion Collection. This, lots of Fellini films not on Blu-ray. Now they are. It's got 14 films. You know, In Half, La Strada, Knights of Cabiria, Friday Lights, like a hell of a set. I'm going through it still. The transfers are great. The extras are wonderful. I love the packaging on it. It's one of my favorite things. Like, this is gold standard artwork. Like, if they put a print out of what's on what holds the disc, the little vinyl carrier, jeez, I would put it on my wall. It's beautiful. The films are beautiful. Fellini's an amazing director. It's a lot of fun to go through. You see where other people come borrow from him, and it's always weird to see what like the original of something was, because the other night Vitaleone, I watched that one, and that's like the first of its kind of dudes just hanging out aimlessly in their hometown and never going anywhere, which would later become like something like Mean Streets or Diner, or like those movies, and you take it for granted watching it, but it's like, no, this is groundbreaking, and it's quite amazing. Julieta Messina, oh, what a treasure. Like, the camera loves her. Like, she is very cinematic looking and just a presence. And I'm enjoying seeing her pop up in all these films, as well as Fellini's direction. I'm liking what people have to say on the interviews. They're old interviews, they're new interviews, but this is damn well the set. And like I said before, the packaging's awesome. I know some people might get annoyed at the shape, but come on, it's awesome. I showed it. I have a video on my channel you can check out when I did the unboxing of that one. But yeah, so those are my favorite releases of the year. I have to put best, but you should know the asterisk favorite. So those are mine. I had a lot of fun putting this together. I always do every year. I always go, I gotta make the list, but then I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of heartbreak cutting things out, but I hope you enjoyed this video, or you can read more. I'll probably get a lot of the same opinion if you read it, but hey, give me the clicks. Comment, let me know what were some of your favorite Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD releases in 2020. Like, what'd you like? What do you want to see coming out? Like, I do a wish list piece as well, but I always like to see what people want that's not out. And if they say something that is out, I'll point them to where they can find it. But yeah, so we went through that. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. No winner for Total Recall, but remember, see you at the party, Brandon. Enter to win. It's a fun time. And everybody, it's Friday, so have a great weekend. And yeah, keep the positivity in your online film discussion.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at thebrandonpetersshow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at thebrandonpetersshow.com. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.